It doesn't take a rocket scientist to realize the biggest issue for the New England Patriots last year was their offensive line. Heck, common sense would tell you if you can't run the ball, can't throw the ball effectively, chances are there's a massive issue on the interior front, on the offensive line as a whole. Tackle, guard, center, whatever it might be, issues blocking in the trenches. But the good news, New England Patriots just hired a guru to fix it. So let's jump into it. My name is Aaron. You guys know on the daily, pushing out Patriots content for people just like you who can't get enough. So do me a favor, hit that subscribe button. I am so close to 5,000 subs. It'd mean the world if you made it even closer. So hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, and comment below. So today we're going to be jumping into the new hire the Patriots made on the coaching front, as well we dive into a new 7-round mock draft. And there's going to be an interesting name at that first-round pick that we really haven't talked much about. So let's jump into it. First and foremost, Doug Marrone, ladies and gentlemen. If you remember that name, if you're a real one from back in about 2009 in that area of college football, he was Syracuse head coach. And then somehow, some way, by the grace of God, he got the job with the Buffalo Bills. Till this day, I will never forget. I still thought, why him? And granted, he had one decent year at Syracuse. We'll kind of look at that in a minute. But when it comes down to it, he got the job at the Bills, had a lackluster performance, and then he went on to coach the Jacksonville Jaguars. And his one good year, he took the Jacksonville Jaguars and Blake Bortles to the AFC Championship game. Fun fact, I was at that game. Jacksonville, New England. It was a fun one. New England ended up winning. And that's all I'm going to say after that. We're not going to talk about the Super Bowl. But that being said, Doug Marrone is a great pickup for the New England Patriots. The reason being is he is an offensive line junkie. He formerly was an offensive lineman back in his playing days long ago. So it is going to be awesome to bring him in and help assess the line as it is right now. Now, granted, I will say this. Before we continue, it's not official that he is going to be the actual offensive line coach, but it seems like chances are that is what he's going to step into. That would be my guess. It is very possible that he is a offensive analyst or something, some sort of consultant, but I would assume he's going to come into a role as the offensive line coach. Granted, that could change. He could bring in an understudy. The understudy could be under him as kind of eventually taking that role. Who the heck knows what happens? But anyways, Marrone, he's coming in. My biggest thing is I think he will come in, assess the offensive line as it is, and then obviously point out the biggest needs when it comes to offensive line. Again, we all know what the heck is needed. We need tackles. Lord knows, Mike Nwenu at guard, that's where he needs to stay and play. Cole Strange, is he going to be able to play center? I think it's a possibility. I know a lot of people hate on Cole Strange, but I think, hey, he's a former first-round pick. Gosh, you better get your work in if you're getting first-round pay. So I think he has a potential, and when it comes down to it, you look at the offensive line. I don't want to say you can hide all the blemishes at center because you can't, but I think Cole Strange, he finished the year off well, not bad when he played center. So I think it'll be interesting going into the 2025-2026 season, that tenure. Interested to see if he will start and what he will do. But moving forward, besides Nwenu and possibly Strange, everyone else is up for question. Everyone, honestly, every single person is up for question. But I think if two people were to return starting, it would be those two. Now, I think that Doug Marrone, the other big thing he brings is the fact that he has head coaching experience. Now, it's not only him, it's Josh McDaniels that brings that to the team. That is going to be great for someone like Mike Vrabel when it comes to having these offensive meetings and sitting down and bringing out a plan. I said Marrone, my fault, golly. But that being said, when you look at it, the more experience you have on a coaching staff, I think it's going to help you out more in the long run. Because when it comes down to it, that's more years of experience that these coaches have seen, especially at this high level, and coaching as a head coach. That experience is going to be great for this organization, for Mike Vrabel moving forward. But that being said, Doug Marrone, great pickup by the Patriots. I think it's only going to help the offensive line, and it'll be interesting to see what he advocates when it comes to the draft and who he thinks is needed for this offensive line. So comment below, what do you think about Doug Marrone? Granted, there's been other hires, but those other hires at the moment are chances are they're analysts. Who knows what they're going to be? So as that comes out more, we will talk about that. Again, you just jump into Doug Marrone's record. You look at Syracuse. Again, this is just more for fun. I remember thinking 8-5, and he won the Pinstripe Bowl and won the Big East, tied for first at 8-5. Like, okay. And then he gets hired by the Bills and has a rough year to start. The second year was better, but then ends up going to the Jaguars and makes it to the AFC Championship game. And then after that, it was just lackluster. It was rough. His last year, 2021 and 15, it went downhill in a hurry, ladies and gentlemen. But that's Doug Marrone. Come help the offensive line, Doug. We'd appreciate it. That being said, interesting 7-round mock draft here. A couple guys I want to touch on. But first, the big question for you is, do you think the Patriots should trade down from that 4th spot? Should they try to trade and get what they can? I think this is an interesting proposal right here. Patriots trade their 4th and their 77th for the Raiders' 6th and 2nd round 54. I'd be interested. I would be very interested in that, especially being that you are literally moving 2 spots down. Now with that, this mock draft has them taking Mason Graham, who is an interior defensive tackle for the Wolverines. I have seen him play a lot. I live in the state of Michigan. Some of you know I lived in Maine for a little bit, but live in Michigan. I'm a Michigan State fan when it comes to my collegiate alliance. Had a lot of family go there. But when it comes down to it, Mason Graham, great player, definitely a top 10 pick talent. And the question is, Barmore, what is going to happen with him? If he does come back, which I think that'll happen, but obviously he needs to get his health figured out. You have someone like Mason Graham and him paired on that interior defensive line. Oh my gosh, it would be great. But again, what is the need? Who is going to come in and immediately make an impact? I feel like when you have a top 10 pick, that is the biggest question. One of the biggest questions. Who's going to make an immediate impact? Would that be Will Campbell? Will that be McClellan? Would that be Travis Hunter? Would that be Mason Graham? Would that be Abdul Carter? And obviously, I think there are a handful of players that people will be willing to trade up for. I think Abdul Carter is one of those picks. McMillan, I'm going to praise him till the cows come home because I think he is the best wide receiver in this draft. Travis Hunter is a generational talent, but the question is, and we've talked about this before, is he the best cornerback in this draft? No. Is he the best wide receiver in this draft? No. He's very versatile, but when it comes down to it, I don't know. Is he the best for the Patriots at this moment? That's my question. Is he? Yes or no? Also, what do you think about Mason Graham? I'm just throwing questions at you. You go to the 2nd round. You look at offensive tackle. Ursry. I can never say his name. I'm a Big Ten guy. I've seen this guy play. Great size, really big. This would be a solid pickup for the Patriots. Again, would you rather have this guy or would you rather have Will Campbell out of LSU or Banks out of Texas? Moving forward, cornerback, don't really want to talk about that. Jaden Higgins, wide receiver. I do like this pick. Again, you've seen a lot of times wide receivers being picked later on that have still panned out, much like running backs as well. You can find obviously hidden gems in this draft that come out to be great. Jaden Higgins has done well for the Cyclones at Iowa State. He has great size, which I really like for an X receiver at 6'4", 215 pounds. You could beef him up a little more. That'd be nice. But again, if this guy were to be drafted and would pan out, that would be great. But again, it makes you weary when you look at Javon Baker and Jalen Polk. It makes you nervous when it's like the Patriots, man, just land some wide receiver in the draft. My goodness. And that's why I look at McMillan. I'm like, he seems like he's the real deal and a tried and true player. Next, you look at linebacker. And the thing that comes out for me, Schlesinger, that comes out that really pops is the fact that he was a 0-star. He was a walk-on. Boy has grit. Boy has grit. So when it comes down to it, that's the type of guy Vrabel wants. Stop the run, be able to go and pass pro, all these different things, or zone man, all these different things. But he's a big boy. Stop the run. Love to see it. As well, edge rusher that has to be figured out, as well as some more offensive linemen. I actually watched this guy play against Boston College. He's a big boy. I believe he's 6'8". Yep, says it right here, 6'8", 315. He was fun to watch. Kind of awkward at times, but again, I think that with the right coaching, he can really be brought up. Again, that's a reason why we're looking at the 7th round right now, as well as another defensive lineman and a safety from Navy. Now, you look at the first round mock draft, a lot of people still picking Abdul Carter, Travis Hunter, but you see Mason Graham starting to sneak in there. Again, there is so much time before we go to this draft. Oh my goodness, did I lose? No way. Did I? Oh no, that's because I exited out. Oh, guys, I'm scaring myself. I was like, did you not see the screen this whole time? My goodness. Anyways, you'll see so many names thrown out, so many different mocks, and it's fun to look at. I love looking at the NFL draft is one of my favorite things, so that's why I love talking about it. But when it comes down to it, you're going to be seeing so many names thrown out there. And I think as time gets closer, it's going to be more, things are going to come out of, hey, who's going to be probably going where, especially those early picks. So it'll be interesting to see. That being said, my name is Aaron. You guys know what to do. Hit the subscribe button. We'll talk later. Peace.